Leeds 1, Manchester City 3. Haaland has gone ahead to make headlines today by scoring a brace, missing close to 3 goals, but obviously he has gone ahead to repay that by scoring a brace that put Man City in a comfortable lead against a team known as Leeds. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. And if at all you're watching us for the very first time, guys, subscribe because that is the only way you are going to offer support to us. And you can as well buy super chats on this channel to set it that you are really one of those that are really contributing to a new studio that you want to build and construct here onto the Rokani Media Football offices. Now, Man City came into this game when they're 8 points behind Arsenal, meaning they are 32 points, and Arsenal were at 40 after winning their game against West Ham. They had to go ahead and really win this game of football to go back to the 5-point gap that is separating them or bridging them between them and Arsenal. And obviously they understood the assignment, though the first goal came in late towards the end of the first half with Rodri, but they were having the lion's share possession. They had the most shots on target. They really had everything that was intimidating Leeds, indicating that anytime from then they are going to score a goal. And obviously Haaland missed out in just 30 seconds. No sooner had the game kick started off, but obviously he had to capitalize on more to say to it that he scores a brace for a team known as Man City. But Pep Guardiola started with a very good team that I believe most of you would love to go on and know how they really went ahead to start this game of football today. They really had a very beautiful team ahead of them because it really stood very, very well, and they really played a very good game. With the youngster coming in through, known as Lewis, playing as a right back, obviously Man City had Ederson in goal. This is the youngster I'm talking about. Lewis playing as a right back, played very well, played close to 70 minutes, was taken off, and João Cancelo was brought on. John Stones on the right side of the central defense, Emmanuel Akanji left side of the central defense, Nathan Ake left back, Rodri, CDM, Kevin De Bruyne, and Gundogan playing alongside the shoulders of Rodri. Haaland leading the line, who scored 2 goals. Then Riyad Mahrez and Jack Grealish came in through and played as the right and left forwards respectively. Jack Grealish had really a very beautiful game today, giving or creating 2 goals. I think 2 goals created by him. That is really a very good output for a player that was bought for £100 million from Aston Villa last summer, who really looked rusty the entire season that he completed at Man City last year. But this time round, looks like there is a spark of brilliancy that has developed in him and is really creating goals, because I believe he plays better when he's playing behind a centre forward. That's it. But if at all you play him wide, you don't get the best of him. That's why you should eat that. Every time he gets that ball in the middle of the park, obviously he's a threat. Like you saw that second goal that Man City scored. He went ahead to really press very well and stole that ball from the defender of Leeds and ran into space through the central axis and passed it to Haaland, and Haaland placed it in an empty net to make it 2-0 for Man City. So that is how deadly Jack Grealish is each and every time you play him in the center. But every time you play him wide, he's not a threat, and most of the games he's played wide, and he's not a player that you can go on and talk about. But Man City have gone ahead to score 42 goals, and out of the 45 goals, but Haaland has 20 out of those. Haaland is making headlines. Return to the Premier League, scoring in 20 Premier League in 14 Premier League games. He has 20 goals. This guy can even score 40 Premier League goals this season because he has missed close to 3 goals today. So a lot of stats have been really shown and broken and set by Haaland, and allow me take you straight to the stats as brought to you by Opta Joe as far as this brace of Haaland is concerned. First and foremost, Erling Haaland has become the fastest player to score 20 goals in the Premier League, doing so in 14 appearances. Only 14 appearances, he has gone ahead to score 14. Now, Haaland, it took him 14 games to score 20 goals. Kevin Phillips, it took him 21 games to score 20 goals. Andrew Cole, or Andeko for Manchester United, it took him 23 games to score 20 goals. Ruud van Nistelrooy, it took him 26 games. Diego Costa took him 26 goals for Chelsea. And Tony Yeboah, it took him 26 games to score 20 goals, and Haaland is really breaking these records and writing his own stats at this juncture by scoring this amount of goals. Then on the side of Pep Guardiola, Haaland has gone ahead even to beat Lionel Messi to become the fastest player to score 20 goals under the management of Pep Guardiola. It's Erling Haaland has scored 25 goals in 20 appearances under Pep Guardiola. This is the quickest that any player has reached 25 goals under Guardiola with top flight clubs. Now, Erling Haaland in 20 games, he has 25 goals. Lionel Messi in 28 games, he had scored in 28 games, he had scored 25 goals. Samuel Eto'o, in 30 games, he had scored 25 goals. Sergio Aguero, in 35 games, he has scored 25 goals. And Thierry Henry, in 41 games, he had scored 25 goals under Pep Guardiola. So what does that show you? It shows you that this guy is really special. And that number 9 that they signed as Man City is really doing them a favor because he runs well, and obviously today he's headlining everything in this game of football that they went ahead to go on and really win. But it's good to see to it that Man City is closing down at Arsenal. Newcastle are now back in the 3rd position, but we are really jetted to a very good race this time around. I believe they are going to be close to 2 or 3 teams running for this trophy. The top 4 race is going to heat up, but for Leeds, they need to pull out their stockings to go on and really do better, because I believe they gave away this game in the first half by sitting behind. After conceding after conceding the first goal and came in the second half, they opened up very, very, very well, and they could open up the back 4 of Man City just because they were not clinical enough and luck was not on their side. But the second goal they conceded, it was a very, very sloppy pass that was past the central defender, and Jack Grealish bumped into it and released Haaland. Then the third one too was a goal that would have been prevented because they would have marked Haaland better. So if Jesse Marsch started this game of football with the intensity they started with the second half, I believe they would have tormented Man City, because that's why Michel Bielsa went ahead to get close to 4 points from Man City. The first season they came into the league, they beat them at Etihad, and I think they drew away at Elland Road because he didn't respect any team. He could go foot to foot with Man City. He could play on a front foot and express himself very, very well. So I think that's what Jesse Marsch got wrong, and I believe he's regretting, because when he really decided to go on and attack City, City looked penetrable, and they penetrated it. They got 1 goal from a corner, and there was another chance that was created, but obviously slipped a little bit onto the outside post, and it went out, and that would have been a goal. So I think they made themselves lose this game. They would have done better, but obviously they couldn't because of the way they started. They started playing pragmatic, but when they really changed the style of play, they attacked City. It looked like it was penetrable, but I think it was time not being their best ally, because they started off the game in a very, very weird state. And Rodri in the 45th plus 1st minute, he scored. Erling Haaland in the 51st minute and 64th minute, he scored his brace, and Pasco scored a header in the 73rd minute, but everything had been done and dusted. Let's go to the match stats and see how everything came up to this game of football. 9 shots by Leeds, 26 by Man City. Oh my God, Man City are really a team or a force to reckon with to win the league, and Arsenal have to tighten their stockings. 1 shot on target by Leeds. It's the only one that really went into the back of the net. And the reason is why they never even had a shot on target in the entire first half. They are playing a deep line. They are making it hard for Man City to see to it that they don't score against them, but they invited the pressure and they couldn't really resist that pressure. They almost gave in to goals in there for you. Then shots on target for Man City, 9. I believe they would have had like 13 more in there for you. 31% ball possession by Leeds, 69% by Man City. They are the kings of possession in the world. 303 passes completed by Leeds, 690 passes completed by Man City. 73% passing accuracy, 87% passing accuracy. 11 fouls by Leeds, 14 by City, 3 yellow cards to both sides, 0 red cards to both sides, 0 offsides to Leeds, 1 to Man City, 3 corners to Leeds, 5 to Man City. And here we go with the Premier League table as it stands. When you look at Man City, they are really behind Arsenal by 5 points, 15 games played. They've won 11, drawn 2, and lost 2. That is Man City. Arsenal is on top with 40 points. There comes Man City, 35 points after displacing Newcastle to go back to third with 33 points. Tottenham Hotspur has 30 points. United has 29. And where is Leeds? Leeds is really the 15th and they're having 15 points only. But this is a fixture that we expected them to lose, and them getting a result, a draw or 3 points, would have been a bonus, because even when you are starting the season, there are games you rate off. I know Jesse Marsh rated off the game of Leeds because he knew, a game of Man City, because he knew they couldn't do any better. But my man of the match, to me, however much Haaland has gone ahead to score a brace, but I believe Jack Grealish today might have played his best game for Man City. He played very well, he created chances, and he looked great. So guys, what are your thoughts about this game of football between Leeds and Man City? Man City has gone ahead to win this game by 3-1. Obviously, who is your man of the match? What are reactions? And how did you see the referee officiating this game of football? Thank you very much for watching in through. Second last video, I think I'm coming back with one Arsenal video concerning, is it Yao Felix to Arsenal and very many other stories. So please stay tuned to this channel and let's get going, because this is what we do on a daily on this channel, isn't it? So allow me to say bye-bye to you, and I hand you over in the safe hands of the Almighty to protect you abundantly, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ to see to it that it really looks after you throughout the night, and talk to you tomorrow when you guys are really alive and kicking. I'm out.